Well, hello. Is it a gloomy day where you are too? The weather outside is frightful, but inside it's so delightful. I'm going to use this piece of willow for sending it back and forth. See, I made a little notch at the end and I just pull this through and then whee, in she goes. I only need it to come to here this time because that's where my last one ended. Shouldn't probably have it end so close to the end like that. Big no-no, probably. Bang, bang, bang. I gotta go look up those words. Don't worry, you don't need to look them up because I'll look them up first. Yeah, I knew you were going to, Diane. I know what you do. I know. This is very nice. It's wonderful. Even though I'm home alone and it's a yucky day outside, the fire is nice and cozy. I got up way too early. I think I got up at 2 o'clock. Couldn't sleep after about 1. Free-floating anxiety. Hey, you know what? Go see about Nancy White. She sings the best songs. They are so funny. She's a real spoofer-doofer. I think I'm going to I put the porch back together already, my deck. I set the table back up. I had it on its side all winter so that it wouldn't get full of snow and broken. Things get broken when the snow sits on them for a long time. And that's what I did. I did indeed. And I think I'm going to take some of those chairs to the teepee. Willem doesn't want them in the teepee. But you know what? As soon as they get ruined, they'll go to the dump. Or they'll come outside and get burned or something. Dismantled. So I could do that. He doesn't want it filled up. He's not in there a lot anyway. It's me. It's my teepee. And I play there. So who am I going to listen to about my teepee? There are some things I need to listen to. Like, I don't want to burn the house down. You know, stuff like that. Don't want wild animals, bears and such, to be going in the teepee. There are some rules. I don't want to have it dangerous where glass will break on me. But I'm having a fine time. Gonna be a fine day. Do you ever have that happen when you're talking? Do you lapse into song? As soon as you say a word that you've heard in a song, you start singing the song instead of the sentence. Oh, and one of you out there know who I'm talking about, is an electric person. And when there was a thing done on TLC, a show on TLC about electric people. And if you can't wear a watch, does the watch go off and break when you wear it? Do you have a lot of appliances that are always breaking? How about your computer? Do street lights turn off when you're walking down the street? Faye Fern said that her street lights, for her whole life, she'd walk down the road, and when she'd get to a street light, which was on, it would turn off, and as she walked under it, it would be off. But then as she passed by, it would turn back on again. Can you imagine how terrible that would be for certain occupations? Like, there's things that shouldn't be turned off all the time. Like, for instance, a nurse. If you were a nurse and every time you went into the room things malfunctioned, maybe you would get charged with killing people for turning off the machine, even though you swore you didn't turn the machine off. I didn't do it. It wasn't me. Shouldn't swear. I wonder if that's happened before. I wonder if an electric person has been charged with murder because several patients. There was a nurse in Ontario, it's probably about 25 years ago now, who was charged with killing 7 patients. But she seemed like a nice person according to everybody else. So, wonder if she was an electric person. And would such a thing hold up in court? Do they know enough about electric people yet to be able to say that was what did it? But it's a real thing. It's a real thing. This one girl on here, Star Nightshade, she's an electric person, and her computer's always dying. Isn't that interesting? I don't think it would be very fun to be an electric person. At the same time, it would be very fun. Think of what you could do. And it happens when you get upset. Like when she would get upset, not Starshade, but Philip Fairford, she said that when she gets upset, or she used to get emotionally upset, things would turn off. Things would break. I mean, that would certainly teach you not to get upset, wouldn't it? I mean, talk about, what's his name, Maslow or Erickson? Maslow's, his study about, I have to put my brain on. This is going to take some time. Just a minute. Maslow, he had the monkeys in the cage. Conditional training or conditioning behavior. It's been a while. Behavior modification, is that the one? Conditional response. So that when he pushed the button, he got water or food. When he didn't push the button, it didn't get. Or if he pushed the button and he got a shock, he learned not to push the button. You see, the definition of insanity, here we go again. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different response. You see, even the rats, Maslow's rats and monkeys, they learned that if they did the same thing, they got the same response. Boy, this doesn't look right. I must have pushed the wrong pedals down. Dear Mary over there at Mira, she would have taken that out and fixed it. But not me. Because really, I don't care. I'm just having fun. Now, if I were going to sell this from some outrageous price, then it would probably be important. But you see, I could never sell it for some outrageous price, because even though I act like her sometimes, I am not Martha Stewart. No. Martha Stewart would not do it wrong. She would look at that and say, oh my gosh, we have to go to the Salvation Army and get a perfect one. Is that what she would say? I've never really watched Martha Stewart. I did see her once, and I was amazed at her good ideas. Making do with very little. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, so those are going the right way, but these are, okay, this has got, must have ended right here. There it did. I figured it out. Okay, well that's enough of this chitter chatter about electric people.